it's Anna here. Today I'm going to create another project for Fabbrika Decoru. I chose those two pictures of my lovely daughter when she was, I would say, maybe 2 months old. I will be creating a frame in the shape of butterfly, and I have this, I'm not sure how to call this material in English, let's say kind of a wooden butterfly. And I will be using a very cute collection from Fabbrika Decoru called Little Elephant. This is the girl version of this collection. You can also get a boy version. And I have a paper pad, 12 by 12 paper pad, and you can find 10 sheets of double-sided paper in this set. We also have this cover, and the second side of this cover is covered with elements you can easily fussy cut and add to your project. And you also get, I think it's a freebie, those strips with spots for some journaling and some inscriptions. Some of them are in English, some of them are in Ukrainian, but every site is usable. So we have Ukrainian inscriptions here, but here are the English ones. So you can find every site in both languages. So we have 5 strips, and we have 10 papers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm not sure, but the patterns are they are double-sided. So we have 5 papers, and I have 2 patterns, so we have together 10 patterns. Sorry, my math isn't well today. So this is the first paper, side A and side B. This is another paper, side A and side B, and as you can see, we have pretty pastel colors here. Here we have pink, gray, yellow, and kind of a mint color. And here is the first paper, yellow stripes, and those I don't know how to call them, those floral-like patterns. And we also have this paper. One side is filled with the wonky hearts, and the second side is filled with the clouds. And the last paper, this side is filled with the stars and moon, and we have love you to the moon and back inscriptions inside some of the moons. And the second side is covered with, I would say, dandelions. I'm not sure part of the dandelions. So we have 10 papers. And I'm also going to use this ephemera pack from the same collection. We have 44 pieces here, and here is the close-up, what's inside. And there are plenty of tiny baby elements like this one and this one and this one, and I obviously don't know the English names. This is the baby rattle, I think. We also have a banner from 1 to 12, so it's perfect to document first year of the baby. And we also have a bunch of those very adorable elephants, and I'm going to use mostly them on my page. My color scheme will be pink and purple with a little bit of yellow and blue. And I also have some mixed media products from Fabbrika Decoru that I chose to use on this project. I'm not sure if I will use all of them, but those are the ones that have matching colors to my project. And I have a gesso and texture paste, and I will need a lot of gesso to cover the wooden frame. I also have some metallic paints. This one is also metallic, and this one is also metallic. So as you can see, I have a range of purple and pinks. And I also have this shimmer paint. It has a lot of glitter inside. And I have two acrylic paints in matching colors. One is fuchsia, one is, I would say, lilac. I am not sure the name of them because they are written in Ukrainian alphabet and I cannot read it. I only know some letters. And I am going to use this magic paint. The color is Purple Crystal, and this is the watercolor in powder, so you have activated with water. And I'm also going to use, maybe I'm going to use this Deco Glaze paint. Color is like that. Deco Glaze dries with the glossy surface and it looks really, really pretty. And I will put you on fast forward so you can see how I'm creating my project. I am back and I start with covering my water butterfly with a few layers of gesso. I was applying the gesso using a silicone brush because I don't like the look of the brush strokes, but if you don't mind of the brush strokes, feel free to use a brush. And gesso is not covering it perfectly with the first layer, so you have to apply 3 layers. I think 3 layers would be enough. It all depends on how thick your gesso is. I applied as many as I was happy with the result, and then I dried it using the heat gun. And after my butterfly was dry, I took a texture paste. It's really great texture paste from Fabbriki Decor, exactly the one I like. It's very wide, but it's also thick enough to stay still when you apply it through the stencil, and you don't have to be worried that it will just blend and lose the shape. I am using this star stencil. I don't know what company the stencil is from because I have several star stencils, but it's really nothing fancy. You can find similar shapes in many collections. And I started with applying color. Let me check the color palette. The color called Purple Crystal, it's the magic paint powder. It's a watercolor in powder. You have to activate it with water, and this paint has a very nice shimmer. Not all the magic paints from Fabbriki Decor have this shimmer. Some of them have, some of them didn't have that shimmer. I have to check it in the store. I will link all the products in the description box of the video, so you can check the products I use. And I also salted the background with the same purple crystal paint. As you can see, it has different color when you mix it with water first, and the different color when you apply it directly to the wet background. It's kind of a feature of the magic paints, not only from Fabbriki Decor, but other paints also behave like that. And I will be using those 2 pictures, and I like my frames to be dimensional because you don't have to put them into the page protectors. You can go wild with layers, and I'm applying a lot of layers using pieces of cardboard. I am using cardboard to create dimension in many of my projects. This is just a regular white cardboard. You can use recycled cardboard from the boxes. I am sure you get a lot of scrappy parcels, and you can use those to create background because you won't be able to see what's beneath the pictures. I will use 3 star frames. They are from the die cuts bag from the Little Elephant collection, and I really like how they look together with the background. And I applied 3D foam squares beneath the star to raise it because it was going to be somewhere in the middle of the layers between the pictures. And I'm also going to add some colorful frames around the picture using 2 pattern papers. The one is the pink one with the dots, and the second one is the one with the yellow stripes. And I am going to use them to add a little bit of color onto my project. Sorry for the quality of the video. When I'm moving things very fast, it just pixelizes, but it will work fine in a minute. And I really like those spots of pink and yellow colors, but I think the frames are just too big and they are covering too much of the photo that is lying beneath it. That's why I decided to trim it. And I'm also adding a little bit of cardboard beneath it to create more layers. Yes, of course. I am a little crazy layer lady. And I will do the same with the second paper scrap. I will also trim it, and you can still see the color from beneath, but it's not that big, and it do not cover a lot of background, because with this type of a frame you have the shape of the butterfly. If you cover too much, you will lose the shape and your eye won't be able to tell what is the shape of the frame, and it will look weird. So you can't add too much of embellishments and papers and composition over the background that has such a defined shape, I would say. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. Once again, I am adding a little bit of 3D foam squares. I am applying hot glue over behind the pictures, because it holds much better than the liquid glue. It doesn't need so much time to dry. It dries constantly, so you can work faster than with the liquid glue, and you don't have to be afraid that will all just will just float when you put the frame in the vertical order. Sorry, my English isn't good when it comes to some mathematical not inscription, descriptions. Sorry, I was looking for a word. And now it's time to embellish space around my pictures. I'm going to use the cute elephants from the die cuts, and I previously cut out them from this white frame they have, because they are printed with the offset and cut it out with the offset, and I do not like this white border around all the die cuts. It's not only Fabriki, Decoro, it's in many companies, because I think it's something that you have to do when you are printing and cutting, and that's why I decided to cut out this frame. It wasn't much of the work, and I only did it with few elephants. And I'm also going to add those tiny clouds. They are from cut it out from one of the papers from the Little Elephant collection. And they are into colors, pink and gray, and I think they will add a great little details into the page. Before I glue them down, I'm going to add a little bit of pink into my frame, because now it's only purple. Using this glitter paint. It's basically a very light pink paint, or maybe a transparent paint with a lot of glitter inside, and it sticks really well. You can't rip it off with the finger when it's dry. And after I applied a glitter, I also added a little bit of the pink metallic paint. The paint is quite thick, I'm not sure, but I think it would also work good with the stencil. I didn't try it yet, but maybe I will in some of my next projects. But it really gives this really pretty pearl shimmer to the surface. But I'm not applying too much of it, only highlighting the edges of the butterfly. because I don't want to cover too much of my pretty background that I created previously with the magic powder. And I'm leaving it to dry. Oh no, not yet. I am also using this glaze paint, aqua glaze. I'm not sure how it's called in Ukrainian, but it's a paint that dries with a very shiny surface. It's quite liquid, so you can't create those looking like enamel dot shapes. I was just applying the spots, and I will be using a brush to spread the stains. And I will also use a little bit of water with this paint to add splatters. To make it look more randomly, because I thought that it really needed some brighter color, like a yellow, to cheer it up, I would say. Don't forget to cover your picture before splashing. I am using a Canon self printer, so it covers the picture with this protective layer, and I can just wipe it off if I splash the paint over the picture. But if you print it with some ink printer, it will absorb the color immediately and you will not be able to remove the stains. That's why you have to protect the surface. I added a title. Title is Love. I have this chipboard left over. I think it's from some girlish collection. I don't remember the name right now, but it's all I got left from the chipboard set, and I thought it's finally time to use it. And I'm also using those puffy hearts. They are from La Boulevard set. They have all rainbow colors of those puffy hearts, and they are really easy to use. And my project is almost finished. I'm adding some darker splatters using another magic paint called Indigo, but I didn't like how they look. They were just too dark, so I took a paper towel and just removed the color, because my surface was gessoed before. It's easy to remove the color. And I ended up splashing with the same paint I painted my background. It's called Purple Crystal. And here are a few close-ups. I hope you like the frame, and you can easily recreate this kind of a frame using different shapes, not only the butterfly ones. You can use canvas to create similar frame. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to check description box and visit Fabryka Decoru shop. Bye bye!